Hello, my name is Jared Klein with Compliance Navigation Specialist, and today we're going to be going over the new hours of service changes that are going to be upcoming by the FMCSA. So what's changing on September 29th, 2020? There's four main changes that are going to be occurring to the hours of service rules. The first one is going to be the short haul exception. The second will be the adverse driving conditions exception, the 30-minute break requirement, as well as the sleeper berth provision, which we will go over all in detail coming up. So the first rule we're going to cover in the upcoming changes is going to be the short haul exception rule, which is both valid for the non-CDL and CDL drivers, which means that you are 3-minute break exempt as well as ELD exempt from those requirements. The requirement now reads that you are able to have a 150 air mile radius to operate within, whereas before you only had 100 air miles to operate within. You now have 14 hours of on-duty time, whereas prior till now you had 12 hours of on-duty time. You still must have the same reporting location that you are starting your shift and ending your shift, and you still must have a minimum of 10 hours of off-duty time in between your duty periods if you're a property carrying, and 8 hours if you're a passenger carrier. So the next thing that we're going to cover is the adverse driving condition exception. The old rule only extended your driving limits, whereas the new rule will extend your driving and on-duty limits. So that means for property carriers, your driving time extension will remain the same, whereas your on-duty extension will go from 14 to 16 hours. As a passenger carrier, your driving time will stay the same, and your on-duty time will extend from 15 to 17 hours. So the second part of the adverse driving condition change better clarifies when the motor carrier and the driver knew about the adverse driving condition. So now we're going to move on to the 30-minute rule break changes. The old rule stated that you had to take your 30-minute break before your 8th hour of on-duty time, and that 30-minute break was satisfied by either being off-duty or in your sleeper berth. The new rule states that you have to take your 30-minute break before your 8th hour of driving time, and that can be satisfied by a combination of either being off-duty in your sleeper berth or being on-duty not driving. So the last part of this hours of service rule change is going to go over the sleeper berth provision change. This is for property carrying drivers only and excludes passenger vehicles. And this is to split your sleeper berth time as your 10-hour off-duty. Previously, you were only allowed to split it up with 8 hours of sleeper berth time consecutively, followed by 2 hours of off-duty time, which went against your 14-hour window. Now, you can split it up 7 and 3 or 8 and 2. You must have a minimum of 2 hours off-duty, and you must have a minimum of 7 hours consecutively in the sleeper berth, and those times do not add up against your 14-hour window. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos by CNS. Any questions, we'll have links below to our website, www.cnsprotects.com, as well as links for all the FMCSA rule changes.